So for this week's Bits and Pieces reflection, just wanted to do a short reflection on who the Holy Spirit is, especially with Pentecost coming up next week. Figure it might be good to just have a short reflection on who the Holy Spirit is. I think oftentimes the Holy Spirit is forgotten about. We often pray to the Father and to the Son, but the Holy Spirit, I think part of it is just so we don't know really who the Holy Spirit is, how he works in our lives, and what God desires to do through the Spirit in our lives. So real quickly, so the Holy Spirit is one of the three persons of the divine Trinity in God. And we know from 1 John chapter 4 that God is love. So the Trinity, in as simple terms as possible, is an eternal exchange of love between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father pours his love out onto the Son receives the love of the Father, and in receiving the love of the Father, loves the Father in return. And this exchange of love, the shared love between the Father and the Son, is the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit is the love shared between the Father and the Son. Now, this is so important in our understanding of the Holy Spirit because the Holy Spirit isn't just a guide for our lives. The Holy Spirit is the love of the Father and the Son that pours out from the Father and the Son onto the entire universe. This love pouring out from the Father and the Son has been occurring for all eternity. It was the love that poured out that created the universe at the beginning of time. It was this love that was poured out onto the church and to the first apostles at Pentecost. And it was his love that is still being poured out into our hearts today and into the heart of the church. It is God's greatest desire for us to share in his love and to enter into this exchange of love for all eternity. He is so eager for us to open our hearts up to him and allow the Holy Spirit to penetrate our being and set us on fire with his love. However, many people close themselves off to this gift of the Holy Spirit, this gift of God's love. They either reject his love outright, or they are ignorant as they are unaware that this powerful love exists, or they become content and don't really desire to go any deeper, or they are afraid. They are afraid of the power of God's love. The Holy Spirit is crazy and he is unpredictable. And most of us are afraid of things that we can't control and that we can't contain. Or most people are afraid to be vulnerable with God in prayer and don't trust God enough with their hearts to open themselves up more fully to his love. The Holy Spirit is inviting all of us into a deeper relationship with himself. He is inviting us to see him for who he truly is. I think oftentimes some people are scared off by any mention of the Holy Spirit or this notion of praying with or to the Holy Spirit because of different charismatic movements that have kind of gone off the rails a little bit. However, when done authentically and with proper discernment and formation, a relationship with the Holy Spirit is incredibly powerful. It is powerful because of its beauty. It's beautiful and powerful because God's love is beautiful and powerful. So if you are interested in developing a deeper relationship with the Holy Spirit and discovering the authentic love of God through the Holy Spirit, I invite you to join me on a 4-week study on the Holy Spirit. The series is called the Wild Goose Series, and it's a video series that is done by Father Dave Pivonka, who's a TOR Franciscan and also the president at Franciscan University of Steubenville. So I just want you to take some time today or this week to reflect on how you've noticed the Holy Spirit working in your own life. Take some time to also reflect on your relationship with God and the love that he has shown you in your life. As you reflect on the amazing love that God has shown you in your life, reflect too on how this is just the beginning. It only gets better because His love is infinite. We are only ever just beginning. And this discovering more of the riches of God's love will last for all eternity.